Hey guys, and welcome back to a new episode of the Z Talk. Now, I haven't done an episode like this in a while, so kind of stick with me here. Alright, so as you guys know, E3 was last week, so that's great for us because we get a whole bunch of new games and such. So, basically, how E3 goes, you got your PlayStation gamers, you got your Xbox gamers, and then you have Nintendo sitting in a corner twiddling his thumbs. Now, sometimes Nintendo might have something really great planned that will really scare the other two companies. Now, usually, Sony and Microsoft battle it out in an all-time gaming epic royale. One thinks one's better than the other, and Nintendo's left in the corner to cry. Most of the time. Actually, this E3, Nintendo did a very good job, and I think they deserve props. But Nintendo had a great conference. Even though it wasn't really a conference at all, it was just a video of the games that are going to be coming out. A compilation of trailers and such, with a little bit of funny antics from Robot Chicken. That's really cool. Let's start with the Sony conference. Basically, Sony's conference went off really well. There were some parts in there where Sony had a couple problems, like when they brought out their CEO. Now, basically, CEOs are, uptight, and sometimes this guy was not uptight, but definitely not very entertaining. He did say he was excited, but I find that from people who actually only say that to only hide that they're really not excited. He could have been, or he could have been really nervous, because, as us gamers, we are conversationally inept, or in a way, we do not really conversate with people really well. We usually game with each other. Sometimes we game on a freaking headset, and we're not really talking to each other. Even this video, I'm basically talking to a camera. I'm not even talking to you guys right now. But it has been getting better. Now, we can talk about a whole bunch of games from the Sony conference. One of the games I would like to talk about is No Man's Sky. A great open universe adventure game where you can go up and fly and visit different worlds, and that is really awesome. And if you discover those worlds, you get to be the person that discovered them. That's really freaking awesome, and people will know that you discovered them, and you can discover new things. I think that's a great concept for a game, and I can't wait to see when that comes out. Now, do you guys like Metal Gear Solid? Well, I sure do. Actually, I played Metal Gear Solid ever since the PlayStation. That's right, way back then when I was like 5 and I first played it on PlayStation. We're back when it was all blocky and graphics were not even heard of at the time to be even amazing. Now, Metal Gear Solid has been a very confusing series since the story is all tipsy and not really in sync because sometimes they go back and forth. And so basically, we all know about Ground Zeroes, right? The game that we had to pay a lot of money for a 4-hour game. We paid full price for that thing. Thanks a lot, Kojima. Okay, so anyway, we know about Ground Zeroes. We also do know that David Hayter no longer does the voice of Solid Snake and Big Boss. It has moved over to Kiefer Sutherland. I've actually find this really great because I love Kiefer Sutherland. He's a great actor, and he's a really good voice actor also. And I think he will portray Big Boss in a great way, especially if you saw Ground Zeroes. He did a really good job. Not that I have anything against David Hayter. Actually, I thought he did really well in playing Snake for all those years. Don't know why he left, though. But I find them both equally great voice actors, and both can portray Snake and Big Boss really well. So, as we know, Big Boss is a huge part. He's the one that actually caused all of what Snake had to do throughout the games. Basically, he's got this group called the Diamond Dogs now, which is really awesome. He's built his own freaking army. That's great. I wish I had my own army. That'd be pretty dang freaking fun. Start a mass war. Anyways, so, right. Basically, he creates this whole group called the Diamond Dogs. Now, there's one thing in the trailer that didn't really sit right with me. One, why would he rub ashes on his face? It's kind of creepy. Ugh. And then it turns to full-on blood. But anyways, the trailer went off without a hitch. It was freaking amazing. We got to see a little bit of the background of what's going to be going on in the game. We got to see Paul Ocelot in there. He was walking around in the background. It looks really fun. Next, I'm going to talk about Dead Island. Now, I didn't get into Dead Island as much as I wanted to the very first one, but Dead Island 2 is coming out, and I hope they do a really good job with this one. Hopefully I get interested. As we know, Dead Island is a zombie-killing game. Who doesn't love killing zombies? Also at the Sony conference, we have a whole bunch of other games like Hotline Miami, which is going to be coming out. Wrong Number, that looks freaking awesome. I played the first one, and that was freaking cool. I love indie games, and they're really fun to play. I play them on the PC, though now that indie games have been going more towards the consoles now, it seems great that I can actually play them on a console, which would be really fun. Also, Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Remix is coming out. If any of you are great Kingdom Hearts fans, you should actually go and pick that up when it does come out. If you haven't got 1.5, I suggest picking that up too, because it's really great to see all the games being remade into HD. You get the final mixes of them, which is awesome. You get a little bit more story in there, a little bit more scenes, which is really fun. Basically, 2.5 is the same concept as 1.5. You get 2 of the games, and one with a whole bunch of cutscenes from one game. Happens to be recoded. Didn't really like Recoded. That's actually probably my least favorite out of the Kingdom Hearts series, because basically you just go back and play through the whole game all over again with a little bit of extra stuff. But we do get Birth by Sleep, which will be on a console now. I can't wait to see how that looks. And we get 2, and they're all final mixes, so we get extra stuff in there, and I can't wait to see that. But there is no mentions of Kingdom Hearts 3 this year. I have no idea why there was no mention of Kingdom Hearts 3 this year. I have no idea what Square Enix is thinking. Now, they gave us so much. They gave us freaking gameplay. They gave us some of the trailer. But not this year. They didn't give us anything. Nothing at all. And speaking of not even talking about that and about Square Enix, where is Final Fantasy 15 this year? I didn't see it at all. I mean, we got a whole bunch last year of Final Fantasy 15, a trailer, even some gameplay. I wanted to really see more, and even maybe a release date when that's coming out. But sadly, we didn't. But that's okay, you know. I can still play 7 and 10 and 8, and that's about it. I mean, you know, there are other games, you know, Final Fantasy games. I hear 3 is actually coming to the PC, and that sounds pretty dang fun. Also, we have to talk about Bloodborne, which is actually going to be it's Dark Souls. It's from the makers of Dark Souls. It's got that Dark Souls vibe, pretty much set in a modern day world. They didn't really show much, they just showed the trailer, didn't show any gameplay of it. It's still much in development, but I can't wait to see when that comes out. Also, they couldn't have ended Sony's conference better with Uncharted 4. Though I don't know why they made a 4th one. I thought it ended pretty dang well with 3. But they are really good at making Uncharted, and Uncharted's been such a good story. It's a great game. The gameplay has actually improved since the very first game, so I can't wait to see what that's going to be like. So, moving on to Microsoft. Microsoft, oh my goodness. Now, in the beginning of the Microsoft conference, everyone had these little lights on their wrists.
One thing I've learned in all these
That's
years
basically
is no such thing
whenever
as a
they
short
clapped,
wireless
lights would
band.
change. That's kind of cool. You know, that's really awesome because everyone in the audience has had like weird lights glowing and everything. Sony didn't have those. Where was that? They should have gave something to Sony people, but no, that didn't happen. So one of the first games for Microsoft, for the Microsoft conference, is The Witcher. Everyone loves The Witcher games. Witcher 2 was probably one of the most difficult games I've ever played, thus because there were no quest markers, though I think there's a mod for that, and you can actually get quest markers, which is really helpful, though it's better if you do play it the difficult way, and it's more of a challenge. But Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is coming out. Did the whole gameplay trailer. It looks really awesome. Basically, in the whole gameplay and trailer, he's hunting a griffin, and you get to track that griffin, and you get to go find it and kill it, but that's not all. You actually get to go and do other quests besides that one quest, interlocking quest, that is freaking amazing. Basically, in the trailer, they show him chasing the Griffin and going into this one quest where he has to save this woman from these bandits, marauders, whatever they are. So, basically, he just beats the crap out of them and says, hey, I'm gonna be back in a second, or I might not even come back. He goes, kills the Griffin, amazing, the combat is smoother, and it couldn't be any better, and I can't wait to see how that is going to be. Also, another game that I'm going to talk about. Now, I didn't really get much from Microsoft's games this year, though that's because I do not own an Xbox One yet. I didn't get the Xbox One, I got the PS4. Not that I'm biased against Xbox One. If it did go down in price, I probably would get it because I would love to play some of the exclusives for Xbox One. It's just the path I chose. I had to choose what system I would prefer better, and I chose the PS4. So don't bite my head off of that. I'm not saying the PS4 is better. I'm not saying the Xbox One is bad. I'm not pretty for saying it. I'm the all-around gamer. I just like to play games. That is my whole life of playing games. Okay, so basically getting off this topic and going back to the topic. We have a new Dragon Age. Now I know what you're thinking. Dragon Age? Really? Another freaking Dragon Age? Dragon Age 2 sucked. Of course it did. You know why? Because they totally changed it from Dragon Age 1. Totally changed the concept. It went from open world to very constricted open world-ish. I guess you could call it open world. But now they're changing it again to complete open world, even better than before. With new Dragon Age Inquisition, it looks amazing, and I just don't even know how to explain how excited I am for this game. They're bringing in old characters, they're bringing in new ones. I don't know how the other two games are going to connect to this one, or if they're even going to connect at all, but it looks amazing, and I can't wait to play it. That's all basically I have for Microsoft, because that's all I got from it. So let's move on to EA. Now, EA is one of those conferences where it's not duking it out with any other consoles or just showing off their games. Now, I don't like EA as much because, one, it's basically all sports. The only game I really love to talk about is Mass Effect, the Mass Effect series. Now, you guys remember when Mass Effect 3 came out and everyone hated the ending, thanks to EA because they pressured BioWare into doing it, which really sucks, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like EA as much. But they did give us a little teaser kind of thing of Mass Effect 4. They didn't show any trailer or anything because it's very still in development. It's pre-development here. They're still trying to work things out, whether they want to go back to the original part, like 1, and have you explore the world instead of just having collecting resources and all that crap. Are they going to keep new characters? Are they going to get rid of them? We don't know yet, but it looks very good. I can't wait to hear about more of the development of that game. So moving on to Ubisoft. Now, a lot of people are a little pissed with Ubisoft, especially the PC gamers. The reason why is because Watch Dogs turned out to be really terrible for the PC. Actually, it doesn't even work. But luckily for you console people, that it does. And I found it to be really fun on the PS4. It does work for PC people who have one graphics card, which I found was really fun. But, of course, PC is never mentioned in E3, but I think they actually should add a section for PC gamers. Though, I think I might even start a riot if that happens, because I think console gamers and PC gamers would somehow start killing each other, beating each other up with weapons and cosplay outfits and just going all-out war. So, maybe that might happen someday, but it's kind of very unlikely that might happen. Anyway, so to Ubisoft's conference, or Ubisoft. Does anyone even know how to pronounce it? I don't even think they know how to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced 2 different ways in their conference. But we have a couple games. We have Assassin's Creed Unity. Yes, that's right, they're making another Assassin's Creed game. I mean, yeah, it's great, another Assassin's Creed game, but I really think they're trying to milk this cash cow dry. Now, I love Assassin's Creed. The last one was not really an assassin game, it was pretty much an all-out pirate game. which is fine because I love pirates and you could actually be a freaking pirate. But it was an Assassin's game. Now the next game, Assassin's Creed Unity, looks like an Assassin game, plays like an Assassin game. It's during the French Revolution. That looks freaking amazing. Love the French Revolution. I love history in general, so that's why I also like the Assassin's Creed series. But it's going into multiplayer. You can play with 4 people. I don't know if this is going to go into the campaign. That'd be really awesome if you could like invite people into your campaign and actually have them help you kill someone, because that'd be really awesome. But what I saw from the gameplay trailer, it looks really neat. You can sneak up on this one guy, kill him, while this other guy comes from behind and kills another guy. It looks amazing. But moving on. So, instead of Assassin's Creed, this might treat your interest a little bit as we move on to a Rainbow Six game. Now that hasn't been heard of in a while. I mean, Rainbow Six, I've played it once. I've played a Rainbow Six game before. Never thought it would actually come back, but they're coming back really well. So basically, you have a 5-on-5 match. One being the SWAT team and one being this bandit kind of kidnapper sort of deal. Basically, you either rescue the hostage or capture her and try to get her out of the house. That's what I think is happening in the gameplay trailer. But through the whole Rainbow Six Siege gameplay, they were talking not like actual gamers. It was pretty much scripted. I believe they actually had a script while they were freaking playing the game. It was totally scripted. I have never heard gamers talk like that before. I mean, I have heard that before, but that's just because, you know, we were trying to talk that way, but I've never heard people strategizing that way or doing stuff like that. It was completely scripted. I've never heard, my friends and I have never done that before. But it was really fun to have it scripted. I thought it was really cool. It kind of was more immersive that way. But moving on. So guys, have you loved Far Cry 3? Do you want another Far Cry? Well, here is Far Cry 4. Now, Far Cry 4 is basically the same concept as Far Cry 3. Basically, you're on this island, or it looks like an island, and basically there's another freaking villain who looks really awesome and talks really awesome, and he looks freaking amazing. From what I saw, it looks really great. The gameplay trailer was great. I saw a whole bunch of that. A whole bunch of the actual trailer looks really good, and I can't wait for another Far Cry game. Far Cry 3 was definitely great, graphically awesome. Even on the console, it was fantastic. That's all I have for Ubisoft. They did a great job. They had one thing where there was like Just Dance, which is kind of cool. I mean, there's Just Dance. You can go and play, but moving on. So, you guys like Nintendo? Of course you do. I love Nintendo. I used to play my old Super Nintendo, my NES, when I actually had it, but that broke, sadly. I love playing retro games. I used to be a great big Nintendo fan. I've actually drawn off from the Nintendo path in the last couple of years because they haven't brought anything to the table. But as I said in the beginning of this video, sometimes Nintendo brings something to the table. A new Legend of Zelda game, that's right everybody. The Legend of Zelda is back, but better. Better than ever before, and I just happen to have a Link's sword in my hand. That's right, this is actually under my bed all the time. This is what I fight off predators with. It's actually pretty sharp. It's made of metal, so that's nice. Anyways, Nintendo could not have had a better game to bring back to the table, and that is The Legend of Zelda. Now, Legend of Zelda has been remade before, especially Wind Waker, and that has been put on the Wii U. Now, I have never even thought of buying a Wii U until this game. Now, this new Legend of Zelda is going drastically to real open world. You can go anywhere you want. You can go up into the mountains in the back, as they say in the trailer. You can fight off enemies there. You can choose where you want to go. Basically, it's the games that they originated from. Back then on the handhelds, you could go up, down, left, right. freaking go anywhere you want to. It had a story that you could follow, but you can go anywhere. Well, that was on the handheld. But this is a true open world game. Bosses come from out of the blue, you can take them down, and even in the trailer, it looks freaking amazing. Yeah, there's one point, and that's at the end, where Link takes down a big giant boss with a fire arrow, and it looks freaking amazing, and you see all these freaking flares going off. It looks fantastic. Now, speaking of Legend of Zelda, have you played Dynasty Warriors? Do you like Dynasty Warriors? Have you not played Dynasty Warriors? Well, Dynasty Warriors is a really great game. Basically, it's a game where you're just one guy, and you're facing an army of people. You're basically taking down an army by yourself. Thousands of men fall by your hand. They took the concept and brought in Legend of Zelda characters called Hyrule Warriors. Now, this game looks amazing. It plays just like Dynasty Warriors, except with Hyrule characters and have their abilities in them. You get people from, of course, Legend of Zelda, but you get them from Twilight Princess and a whole bunch of other Legend of Zelda games, and it looks freaking fantastic. Even Zelda's in there, and she looks freaking awesome and hot. And yes, so basically the princess saves herself, which is really awesome. I'm probably going to play as Zelda just the fact that taking down thousands of people with Zelda would look pretty damn awesome. Anyway, so, Super Smash Bros. Have you liked playing Super Smash Bros? Have you played it on the N64? Have you played it on the Wii U lately? Well, actually, I haven't played it at all. Basically, Super Smash Bros. The last time I ever played it was on the N64. But it has drastically changed since I played it. I never even knew Super Smash Bros. Turned out to be so good. I knew it was good, but I didn't see how it changed to be really awesome. Now, they brought in a new character, but since bringing in this new character, the trailer for it looked like something else. I thought we were getting a Legend of Zelda anime. Sadly, we're not, but the freaking way they advertised for this new character made it look like it was going to be a Legend of Zelda anime. I was sad to not see it as a Legend of Zelda anime. Would have been cool, though. I mean, it would have been better than that one video that nobody likes to talk about. Just roll the clip anyway.
Well, excuse me, princess.
That's right. Yeah, that old cartoon series was an embarrassment to the Legend of Zelda. Why does even Link have brown hair? We all know he's a blonde. But that's all I have, guys, for the E3 conferences. They went off really great. Nintendo did a really great job, especially with the stuff with Robot Chicken and everything. It was a really great video conference. Not really a conference, but a conference nonetheless. Sony did a great job. Microsoft did a great job. If I had to say who won, I can't really decide. They all did pretty equal jobs this time. I don't really count EA and Ubisoft because they're not the console conferences, though they did a really good job as well. I have missed some games. There are games that I haven't talked about, but leave comments below on what games you want me to talk about in the next Z-Talk episode. I am bringing it back. It will be on Mondays now. Z-Talk is on Mondays. Every Monday, except for this video, because I had a little bit of a problem this week with my freaking editorial app on my computer. Basically, screwed everything up. It doesn't render things right. Got it fixed, though. Anyway, whenever this video does come up, I want to thank you guys for watching so much. Also, Zehfactor will be on Thursdays now, so a review every week. That's happy to see now, because basically I don't get reviews out months and months. Actually, the last review I did was Final Fantasy 13, and I said I was going to do 13 too, but I didn't get to it. I have been working on it, just the whole problem with my editorial app, which is Final Cut Pro, got a little bit messed up, but that's okay. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon on the next episode of Z-Talk. See you guys later.